This is what I'm feeling like. Da, 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 da. Let me tell you what I'm feeling like. Da, 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 da. Yo, what up, though, people? Like to welcome you back to the Keep It a C Note podcast. As always, I am your boy Brown. To the left of me, we got
Vito.
Vito. What up, though?
I can't call it.
All right. We got a lot going on today. Shout out to everybody that's tuned in. If this your first time tuning in, salute to you. Do us a favor. Make sure you hit the like button, sub button, and the bell so you can stay notified when we drop new content. Don't be afraid to leave a comment if you agree with something, disagree with something, want to correct us on something, or if you just want to call one of us an Uber. Please let us know in the comments. Just make sure you keep it a C note. And make sure you share this video with someone that likes to talk sports and entertainment just like you so that we can all talk that talk together. Funniest thing I seen all weekend, they were talking about generational talent with Caleb Williams. And they surveyed over a dozen GMs, coaches, and execs from the league on Caleb Williams. One GM, who they didn't name, said that Caleb Williams would have been the number one pick in the 2020 draft and the 2021 draft. In those drafts, Joe Burrow and Trevor Lawrence both went number one, respectively. I think it's funny because, again, they're gassing this kid up to the top degree. But I would like to know who the general manager is because Joey Burrow done took a team to the Super Bowl and everything. So is it a team that he done punched on a couple times and the GM is hating? Like, that's why I don't like when they do these surveys or the GMs anonymously talk crazy about the players. Like, let it be known who you are. But again, I don't watch college football. Have you seen Caleb Williams, Vito?
Now, before I get to that, as far as him coming out number one in them drafts, maybe he might have came out number one over Burrow in that draft because I don't think Burrow was.
Burrow ended up shooting up at the end.
But he wouldn't have came out number one over Trevor Lawrence. They was in love with Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, they've been in love with Trevor Lawrence for
a while. I've seen Caleb against Colorado.
Yeah, Deion and them.
He looks good. But how many quarterbacks look good in college?
Right.
Get to the league and don't be right.
And it's the Pac-12. You know what I mean? So that's what I'll be worried about. And again, they putting the pressure on this kid. He may come out and be a bust. But then again, they're controlling their own destiny now. You got these kids. He say, if it ain't a right spot for him to go to, he'll just go back to school because he's making enough money off the NIL. But they putting pressure on the kid. He may turn out being a bust. Let me ask y'all something, though, you, Vito, and everybody that's watching. Because I know money gets valued now more a lot. You know what I mean? I know it's hard times and all of that. So a kid like Caleb Williams, who's making like $2-3 million a year just off NILs in college, or a kid like Bronny, $7 million a year, I believe. But if you go number one pick and you done made in the last 2 years, you done made about $20-30 million, and then you get a number one contract where you making another $30-40 million. And you done made $7. Is it even considered being a bust anymore when you done made all that paper, even if you don't live up to the hype? Because everybody values the money these days.
No, you can still be a rich bust.
Okay, because what I'm saying is, let's just say, for instance, somebody that gets a lot of criticism for being a big bust, pause, Kwame Brown. Mm-hmm. If we had NILs back then and Kwame Brown, by the time he played his fourth year in the NBA, he made about $60-70 million. Would we be considering him a bust as much because of all of the paper that he made?
He still didn't show and prove in the game. Fuck what he made.
Okay. So then let me ask you this, Vito. I don't know how much Kwame Brown made in his career, but would you take his money, the money that he's made overall in general, to play in the league? Like, you got to be him. Would you take his money? They come with the bus title and all of that. That's what I'm at.
Jamarcus Russell, he's a bus. He got $30 million guaranteed.
Right. So you would, anybody that's a bus or that's considered a bus in sports, you would take their money and they place and be considered a bus for the money?
Yeah.
Shout out to that, because I would too. I ain't even gonna hold you. Especially a Kwame Brown. Jamarcus might have been, was he number one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know Kwame was definitely number one and fresh out of high school, so I'd definitely take that paper. Forget what you're talking about.
Right. And he might be a bust in the NBA, but he's still better than the average motherfucker.
Yeah, I know that. Ain't no doubt about it. He's better. He was back then too. How about Keyshawn Johnson? He was recently, they was talking about this being the golden era of wide receivers. And Keyshawn Johnson named a bunch of reasons why this isn't the golden era. Mostly because there's not a lot of named cornerbacks. Who that?
Kwame.
Oh, yeah, I'd take Kwame Brown's career to make $63 million. For sure. Shout out Kwame Brown. But Keyshawn was saying this ain't the golden era. He was saying it ain't that many cornerbacks this good. Safeties. I don't think he mentioned it, but I'm going to mention it. They don't hit as much.
No, they can't.
You know what I mean? They can't. So, keep it a C-No. You agree with what Keyshawn was saying, or should we call him a Uber?
I agree 100%.
Do you even agree with what he was saying about them guys like my guy Cooper Kupp, Justin Jefferson? They wouldn't have did all that back then?
I don't know. If they played the same way they played now, like the same system, they most likely could have still did that.
Even with the game being more physical?
Yeah, you still gonna get, like, most of them routes is gonna be open because they do a lot of short slant shit. They might get fired up a little more, but I still think they might not get as many. Like, I don't think Cooper Kupp get 140 something receptions in the season.
Right. Well, that's what he was saying. But here's my thing, and I remember watching football a lot back in the day. And I've never seen them hit as many slants, wide open slants, at the rate that they do. It's like this year, not this year, this era. You could throw a slant and it's always open. I don't remember that always being the case back then.
Oh, let me say this, though. Now, Keyshawn also said something like a lot of these guys would be number 3 receivers on them teams back then.
Yeah.
If Keyshawn played right now, he wouldn't be a number 1 receiver on a lot of these teams, in my opinion.
Would he be a 2?
He'd probably be a 2, yeah.
But see, Keyshawn was one of them guys too. He came into the league with a lot of hype, and he didn't really live up to.
He just got a lot of receptions in a couple years season.
Yeah.
Like, I think one of the season he had like over 100 receptions and single digit touchdowns, like 5 some shit.
Well, I mean, which era would you rather? If you was a top receiver right now, would you rather play in this era where it's easy to get the stats, or back then?
I'd rather play in this era. You get more stats, you get more money, and you can play longer because you're not getting hit as much.
How about in the NBA? Would you rather play in this era or in the 90s or the 80s, or which era would you rather play in if you was a generational talent?
I would say the 90s. I feel like the 90s had the most talent. Like, the top players, I would rather want to play against them.
Right. Well, that would be my reason for picking the 90s, because I would want to be one of them guys to say I tried to.
Yeah, I want to test my gangster.
Jordan, right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Since everybody put him up there. How about Kirk Cousins with the Vikings? They off to a bad start, but they saying he wouldn't waive his trade clause. Would you get up out of Minnesota while that ship is sinking, Vito?
Absolutely.
Really?
Get me the fuck out of there. They got Justin Jefferson, but that's it.
Justin Jefferson IR bound.
Yeah.
I mean, well, he missed IR, so he missed the joint with IR, so he at least there for another 3 weeks. And but where would you send Kirk Cousins in the middle of the year? Where have you?
I think even like I told you earlier, the Browns, but what's the name got all that money? Watson.
Deshaun, yeah.
Atlanta. I think he'd be good in Atlanta.
Yeah. See, it would have to be a team like that. Atlanta, no disrespect to Baker Mayfield, but Tampa Bay. Because you got teams like Arizona and all that probably could use Kirk Cousins, but they trying to get Caleb Williams.
This the season I'm talking about Keyshawn. He had 106 receptions with 1 touchdown.
Yeah.
And he was a Pro Bowler that year.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I just never, once Keyshawn was in the NFL, I just never felt like he was a ball, or he was even in the I definitely don't got him over the greatest show on turf receivers.
Hell no.
Neither one of them.
Even 3 of them. Ricky Pro was
yeah, Ricky Pro too. Yeah, shout out Ricky Pro. Since I just mentioned the NBA, we got Wembanyama mania going on. He's been showing out in the preseason. Him and Chet recently went at it in the preseason. It's a lot of hype. I ain't gonna lie. He looked better in the preseason than he did in the summer league games. But what's your thoughts on Wembanyama? What you been seeing from him in the preseason?
Well, I'll answer that question. Who you got? Chet or Wembanyama?
As far as what?
Who do you think better right now?
Yeah, I was actually going to ask you that, but I think I'd take Chet.
Me too.
Why would you take Chet over Wembanyama?
Because Chet remind me of a young KD. He played like he don't give a fuck. I feel like he get buckets. He could play a little bit of D, could block shots.
Right.
And down the stretch, he don't be scared of the big moments from what I've seen.
Right.
Wembanyama, he getting all this hype because he's 7 foot and he has similar guard-like skills. He can do some shit that guards can do.
Right.
But that don't mean it's going to translate 100% when he play against them guys.
Yeah, the real guys.
Because fucking, what's his name? Porzingis, he had less guard skills, but he's 7 foot and all that, can shoot and all that. And Wembanyama can't even really shoot yet.
Yeah, he can't. Yeah. But the reason why I say Chet is because to me it looked like Chet could fit in better.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Pause. But it looked like his game more smooth. Like he cool with, if I got to score 8 points, I'm cool with that. To me, you said the jump shot, but to me it looked like Wembanyama's struggling grabbing rebound.
Oh yeah,
he don't look like he's a good rebounder right now. To me, Chet is a better rebounder than him.
Mm-hmm.
Chet plays. They both play good defense, but I think Chet more so willing to play defense. Like he more of a I fit in high. He like Steph Curry almost, not the game wise, but like if you need me to do this, cool. If you need me to do that, cool.
And his movements are
more smoother. That was my next thing because with women, I know they both over 7 feet, and I know they both slimmer than Jim. Pause. But it's like when I see Wembanyama with the ball, it's like I'm holding my breath every time he got the ball. Like he just looks so the stuff he tried to do looked like so awkward. Like it just always looked like he gonna hurt himself. To me,
his movement to me is like when you building your character on 2K and you just starting out,
right?
Big slow, they motherfuckers they put on the ground, they steal that shit.
Yeah, but I'll be like, man, some of the stuff he be trying to do, I'm like, bro, you not 6'3", you know what I mean?
Now, if he get 15, 17 footer, if he take a page out of the Tim Duncan book, he could be something.
Yeah, but he definitely got to grab more rebounds. Because you 7'4", there's no way.
What they going to play him at, the 4 or the 5?
I don't know where they going to play him at, but he definitely need to average 10 rebounds. I ain't seen him get double-digit rebounds in a game yet. Preseason, I can't remember Summer League, but I ain't seen him get double-digit rebounds yet. All right, so you would rather take him. Let me ask you this, Vito, because we know everybody got a podcast now.
Mm-hmm.
And we know a lot of people say that regular people, everybody is just popping up with podcasts. But we also got a lot of athletes popping up with podcasts now. And I can see the podcast thing during the off season, but we got these guys podcasting in season. So I want to ask you, is it good for sports, for pro athletes, to be podcasting during the season? Yes, no, keep it a C note.
I say yes and no. It depends on the athlete. Because some of these dudes be saying some of the most outrageous shit.
Right.
Like, I like Pat Bev.
Okay.
I like Paul George. I like Gilbert Arenas too, but he's hit or miss.
Right. But Gilbert ain't in the league, though.
Oh, yeah, well, yeah.
He ain't in the league right now.
Yeah, but you was referring to just people in the league?
Yeah, dudes is still in the league, like in any league, even if it's the NFL, because I was telling you Micah Parsons.
Oh, yeah. I feel like they should wait to the off season, or even if you just film, well, then you can't film and then put it out because then the subject matter will be
outdated. Yeah.
I don't know, because let me ask you this: if they're winning and their podcast and they're doing their podcast on the season, ain't nobody gonna look at it no type of way. But if they're losing and you still put your shit out, motherfuckers might be looking like you need to concentrate on the game.
Yeah. See, that's my thing, because you name somebody like Pat Bev. Like, how many years Pat Bev been in the league? Now,
12.
Don't get me wrong. He do got alright content on his podcast. But, bruh, when you need to develop a jumper, spend that time that you doing making a podcast.
That corner jumper would be buckets.
Nah, man, I'm talking about from everywhere. Now you're about to be on the team with Embiid. All your off time should be spent working on your game, not podcasting.
He more. My opinion, he's more there to help Embiid become more of a dog. I feel like. Because Pat Bev, even on the defensive end, he kind of like Draymond. He going to have people in the right position. He'll cuss you the fuck out if you ain't. I don't give a fuck if you the star or not.
Yeah, but I mean, even though that's my thing, it don't even got to be Joel Embiid. I'm just saying on any team, you got 12 years in. You ain't got no jumper. Draymond, another one. Like, Draymond, I don't want to hear you talking about a game y'all just won a loss when you was open the whole night and you shot the ball 4 times and missed every one of them. Like, you know what I mean?
So would you rather him if he had 40 and they won?
I'd rather him work on his game. Like,
that's what I'm saying. So if a motherfucker like, who you fuck with in the league right now?
Steph. Like,
if Steph had one, would you be cool with that?
Absolutely.
Oh, okay. So it's about production.
Steph proven.
Okay.
Like, even Paul George. I like his podcast,
I like his
too.
podcast.
But come on, bro. Maybe we should be in a hyperbaric chamber or something during them podcasts. Whatever we got to do to get you healthy for a season, bro.
Yeah, I fuck with Jeff Teague, Joe. You seen his?
Yeah, I like Jeff Teague, Joe. Shout out Jeff Teague, too, because now that you mention it, we did run with it. And I had somebody in the comments that criticized us a lot about the Harden 300 mil or the Robert Horry 56 mil. Which we got from Gilbert Arenas' podcast, but Jeff Teague said that it originally come from their podcast.
That's possible.
Yeah, he said it originally come from their podcast. So shout out to him for that.
What was the comment saying though?
Oh, somebody in the comments was going back and forth. I guess they must have commented it without reading the caption where it said from Gilbert Arenas' podcast. They were basically saying, yo, you just stole Gilbert Arenas' whole time.
No, we don't listen. If for whoever that was a comment, if you watch any of those daytime sports shows that come on back to back from 8 o'clock in the morning until 6 o'clock at night, they all talk about the same thing.
Right, everybody.
So you're going to talk about current events.
Yeah, shout out to that. Speaking current events, Vito, we recently went back and forth when we did our top USA players that we should send to the Olympics. Now, I said that I believe if we put everybody together in the NBA from all over, that they would win against Team USA. You said nah. So we decided we going to do is we're going to put our 12s up against each other and let the people decide who got the better 12. You going to do Team USA. I'm going to do the world. All right, keep it a Cino. Who you got?
I'm going to go at the point guards. I got 3 point guards. I got Steph, Kyrie, and Dame.
Okay.
2 guards. I got 3 2 guards. I got Devin Booker, Anthony Edwards, and Paul George.
Okay.
I got 3 small forwards. Jimmy Butler, Kawhi Leonard, Jason Tatum.
Okay.
I got 2 guys that can play 3-4, KD and LeBron.
Okay.
And at the center, I got Anthony Davis.
That's it?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't know if they can handle the world. Now, I didn't break mines down like you did. I just named players. But one thing I will say about the world, I think, is the opposite. The world, they got a lot more forwards and centers and stuff. And USA, they got a lot more guards. But I'm no starters or nothing. I'm just going to name them. I got the Joker. I got Giannis. Joel Embiid. I got Luka, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, Jamal Murray, Andrew Wiggins. I'm going to put Wembanyama on there on the strength. I'm going to take Josh Giddey because I need some
I
guards.
fuck with Giddey.
Yep. I'm going to take Pascal Siakam because he's like our version. He'll be our version of Draymond or whoever y'all say is y'all enforcer. I'm going to take Markkanen because I like his game. And I'm going to take OG Anunoby from Toronto. And that would be my 12. And I think that 12, I think they'll handle Team USA. Pause.
Nah, I don't think so. Strictly because they got a lot of big guys, but most of the big guys from overseas, they don't do a lot of like banging down low.
Right.
Like they can and they do from time to time, but they do a lot of finesse ball too.
Right.
So that was their advantage, the size. But so if they don't use that size,
yeah, but at the end of the day, if we talking about big men, period, down low, nobody is more aggressive than Giannis. Nobody on Team USA going to be able to contain him. And if you got Giannis and Embiid on the same team, I'm pretty sure somewhere down the line, Embiid gets in that paint, and nobody can stop him.
Who was the guards? Who was the shooters on that team?
My shooters on the team would be Luka, if you want to consider him a shooter.
Yeah.
Markkanen is a shooter. Jamal Murray is a shooter. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander can shoot. OG Anunoby's 3 and D. Pause. And even if you want to count Wiggins, he's got a little better with his shot.
I asked because I've seen in the league when going against Giannis, when they build that wall, he can be slowed down. So if they can do that, he's going to have to rely on kicking that shit out.
But shout out to you saying that because here's the thing. I don't know if you had trouble picking a 12, but I had trouble picking a 12, and not because it wasn't enough talent, but because the world had so many talented. Because I thought about the shooting. I was going to add Buddy Hield, but I didn't know who to take off. I thought about what you were saying, banging down low, pause. I was going to put Sabonis on there, but I thought Markkanen stretch forward, though. But even with the shooting, the spot-up shooting, I wanted to put one of the Bogdanovich kids on there, especially the one from Atlanta, because he can handle the ball, and they both can handle the ball.
Detroit one better shooter, though.
He a better shooter, but he a little more slow-footed. Yeah. That's why I really...
You know who I fuck with, too? The boy in Orlando, Mo Wagner.
I had him on my team. I had to take Wagner off of damn Siakam, man. That's why I'm saying the world had a whole bunch. What was your issue with picking 12? Was it a lot of talent or
no?
The opposite.
The opposite.
Less talent, right?
Yeah. Now it was a couple guys that I could have swapped in. Like I wanted to put Donovan Mitchell in there,
right?
But I feel like right now he's better than Anthony Edwards,
right?
But Anthony Edwards is still a bad motherfucker.
Right. Now, let me ask you this, though, because you saying, well, first of all, let me ask the people. You heard my 12 for the world. You heard Vito's 12 representing Team USA. Which team is better? Which team will win? Keep it a C-note. Let me know. But you had trouble picking a 12 because of the talent. We know LeBron, KD, and all them guys are a little older now. Mm-hmm. Now, I've been saying for years Tatum was next up, but I'm really running out of patience with Tatum because it don't seem like his game has hit the next level. It's like it's stuck where it's at. So, You got Tatum. I don't know who else you would put, but who's the next guy from America to be that guy?
Be the face?
Yeah, to
Gotta
be
be
the
Anthony
face.
Edwards.
You think Anthony Edwards? You got him out of everybody?
As far as the young and up and coming guys,
Yeah, but if you are you including Tatum in a minute?
Yeah, because Tatum, like you said, as far as his game on the next level, he might be at his peak.
Right.
You never know. Anthony Edwards is the shit right now, and he's still up and coming. He's not even at the point where Tatum's at in his game because he's still younger. He just starting out, and he's in a smaller market, so we don't even really get to see him. If he was in New York, Atlanta, not even New York, Miami, LA, or even Boston, we would see him way more, and we would see him shining a lot more.
Right. Shout out to that because he might be the guy that I would have to pick as well. Because, like I said, I've been saying Tatum for the last 3 years, and everybody points out his jumper, but I don't care until he gets a left hand, which I consider a great left hand because everybody be like, nah, you be tripping. Until he get a consistent left hand, I can't no longer go Jason Tatum. I would say Anthony Edwards, but with Anthony Edwards, do you think Karl Anthony Towns being on that team is like getting in his way?
Nah. I like Karl Anthony Towns because he can stretch it.
No,
he can get out the lane because if he playing with a strictly a big man that need or a guy period who need to be close to the basket to get busy,
right?
Like say like it's a bonus type of player,
right?
Even though he can shoot a little bit, but that's gonna kind of be in his. Even though Edwards can shoot a little bit, but he want to get to the basket.
Right.
If you got a guy that's in the lane all day long, that's gonna take away from him getting busy.
So you don't think can Anthony Edwards average 28 points a game and Cat on the team and he's only averaging 22, 23? Can you see that?
Yes.
You can. I can't. Me personally, I can't see that being as though Cat was brung there and they done run in so many. I think it should be that way though, but I just can't see them coexisting. I hope they would though, because that would be a nice little tandem for years.
Well, let me ask you this though. Now we know most likely the face of the league will be an American player, but if there was an up-and-coming face of the league player that was a foreigner, who would you pick?
It's kind of obvious. Who would I pick, or who? Because I think they making Wembanyama already the face.
I think Luka.
I mean, that's who I would pick. Me personally, I would pick Luka.
Now, is it me or when Luka plays, it looks like he's Luka and he's playing in a 50 and over league because he just does what the fuck he wants. Like, motherfuckers don't even like they playing defense on him. He just goes down the lane. He's slow as shit like he's walking down the lane getting layups.
I'm glad you said that because you know your boy Gilbert Arenas been tripping again on the 80s and 90s, right?
Yeah, he be tripping sometimes.
And I'm not saying that Luka doesn't have a handle or nothing, but you just said it. Luka
basic as shit.
Yeah, but he does everything in slow motion. So when Gilbert Arenas be grinding the 90s up and saying they can't do that, I'm looking like
one thing I know. He not doing all that and dribbling in front of Scottie Pippen or Michael Jordan's face.
Yeah, he not doing none of that. And I used to say that about Harden, though. When Harden used to do that for like 23
but Harden actually got quick, sharp handles. Luka's shit is so slow and so wide.
Yeah, yeah, on that note. But I used to say about how Harden would just dribble the clock out and then step back, shoot a shot. I'm like, yo, that never would have happened in the 90s. But Luka definitely, even Jokic, Jokic, the Joker. That nigga, he be doing all these slow moves, man, and they talk like the 90s eras wouldn't been able to keep up.
Nah, it's players in every era that would have been able to play in any era.
Right.
Because the bonus and the Joker are similar. They're just different eras. But Sabonis, I felt like was a little quicker.
Tall Sabonis, Portland Sabonis,
yeah,
the dad.
Pop,
yeah, okay.
Good passer, good post player, good shooter.
Yeah, I give you that. They a similar game. And Sabonis, they said, could shoot back in the day. Before we get out of here, though, right? It's the 50th birthday for hip-hop, 50 years. We've talked hip-hop, and we talk hip-hop on here a lot. Vito, you and I went back and forth off air about this. And I know we're both from Philly, and deep down inside, we believe Philly got the land of the spitters, best artists, and people have stole everything from Philly. But keep it a C note. Which city, town, if you got a small city and you want to say state, borough, which one has produced the most successful artists in hip hop?
Well, as far as producing the most successful artists in hip hop, I'm gonna have to go with Atlanta.
Atlanta.
Yeah.
Okay, for most
successful. But as far as putting out some of the best music,
best artists. How about
best artists? I would say New York has the best artists.
Okay.
Atlanta, most talent. They put out most success. Matter of fact, Atlanta most successful. New York
most talent.
No, Philly got the most talent.
Okay.
New York got the most, I would say, commercial success. Like big name artists.
Right.
Jay-Z, Biggie, guys like that, Wu-Tang,
right.
Nas, shit like that. But as far as when it comes to spitting, I think Philly got the best artists.
Yeah. I still think on it just spitting bars is Philly, but I wouldn't even say the whole New York. Me personally, I'm saying Queens. You got Hollis, Queens, Southside Jamaica, Queens. You got Queensbridge Projects. Every era has birthed somebody. You look at the 80s, LL dominated. He's from Queens. Mm-hmm. Run DMC dominated from Queens. Cool G Rap is a legend. MC Shan. You got the 90s, you got Nas, the GOAT of the whole thing. You got Mobb Deep, CNN, even Onyx. 2000s, you got Ja, you got 50. I ain't even mentioned Roxanne Shante and
Nicki.
Marley Marl, Nicki. And, like, to me, I don't think nobody has produced more talent than Queens, personally. And in New York, if you want to put them in as a whole, yeah, then it'll be that. But just as a borough, I think for that to just be a borough, they've put out as much talent as anybody.
Yeah, they have. They definitely got a lot of names out there. But I feel like Atlanta got a... Matter of fact, damn, now that you said that, I think the New York artists might have had more success than most of them Atlanta rappers. Because there's a lot of Atlanta rappers that's good, but I don't think they had the success. A lot of them didn't have success like a lot of them guys you just named.
Maybe not the rappers, but if you just mentioning artists like you said, Atlanta definitely up there because they had people that I didn't even know was from Atlanta, and I'm just finding out like in this era, like damn, they.
But
from
with Atlanta, you would have to add rappers and singers.
Yeah,
like,
that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Even producers.
Yeah, producers.
You know what I mean?
But JD, you could throw him in a rapper lane too because he raps.
Yeah, but even if you like me and you ain't gonna give him credit, but he actually writes his stuff. Though that's
JD does everything. Writes, produces, beats.
Yeah,
he does everything.
Yeah, so to clarify though, if you got to go with one, you going Atlanta, most talent. Who's produced the most talent? Who you going with?
I gotta go Atlanta right now because they're still producing talent. New York kind of fell off.
Yeah, I know New York fell off, but I'm going Queens again.
No, ho. Most talent, Philly. Most commercial success, New York. And what did I say for Atlanta?
Atlanta, it was most successful, right?
Most successful, yeah.
Hey, listen, and shout out to Philly. I love Philly. This is where I'm from and all that. But us being stole from, us being backdoored, pause and all that, kind of takes us out of this conversation, I believe.
It's not one dude out there, in my opinion, when bar for bar could fuck with Black Thought.
Facts. I agree with that. Facts. Even man, we was listening to Old Siegel the other day, man. Even Old Siegel, man.
Did you see the Drink Champs joint with Bleek?
Oh yeah,
when he was talking about doing the song with Siegel, and he said that Monopoly shit. I went back, listen. I'm like, God damn, he was right.
Yeah, and you know what's crazy though? Bleek said exactly what I was thinking. Cause I used to be like, yo, why is Bleek on these songs with Siegel, man? He should. I didn't like Bleek back then.
I always liked Bleek.
I only like certain songs from him, but when he got on tracks with Siegel, that shit used to piss me off. I'm like, yo, why do they got this ball on? Like, especially 1,000 bars. Yeah. Mac had already killed that joint. Then you put him on and he got this light verse, like trash.
He regular. He don't got a whole lot of.
Yeah, he don't got, but he had some hits.
Yeah, he do.
Shout out to that. You got anything else before we wrap up?
Nah.
About to definitely wrap this episode up, people. The Uber people keep calling me for Vito. So we gonna let them come on and pick him up. We appreciate everybody for tuning in. Again, if this your first time tuning in, salute to you. Do us a favor, hit the sub button, like button, and the bell to stay notified when we drop new content. Don't be afraid to leave a comment. You agree with something, disagree with something, want to correct us on something, or if you just want to call one of us an Uber, let us know in the comments. Just make sure you keep it a C note. And make sure you share this video with someone that likes to talk sports and entertainment just like you so that we can all talk that talk together. As always, I am your boy Brown. To the left of me, we got
Vito.
Please tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to tell everybody. Keep it a C note. We holla at y'all.
This is what I'm feeling like. Da, 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 da. Let me tell you what I'm feeling like. Da, 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 da.